What's the business is? Yeah, it's Dude and them. And we right back in the building, bringing you the latest in the news, hip-hop, sports, and entertainment. And Shannon Sharpe recently had Disney star and actress Amanda Seales on this show. And Amanda Seales reflected on the fact that when she was young in Disney, how the race card played a role, and how for some reason, why don't nobody like her. She expressed how the industry has shunned her and basically counseled her because they said she is hard to work with. And you know, she expressed a lot of things on Shannon Sharpe's show. And Shannon Sharpe also gave her a little pushback. In my opinion, I think Shannon Sharpe did an awesome job with handling the fact that for some reason Amanda Seales, during this interview, it seemed like she is very, very much difficult to talk to. And you know, Jason Whitlock had his take on the whole situation. Yeah. We finna get into these video clips and I'm gonna give y'all my commentary in the end. But first, I would love for y'all to make sure y'all smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Now let's get to these video clips and I'm gonna give y'all my commentary in the end.
Not like Amanda Seales or something. I don't know the backstory, but for some reason, whatever she said, it must have been good because everybody agrees with her. Whatever it means.
Yeah, she was Hollywood, especially Black Hollywood, is kind of shunned her. And you know, everybody is kind of shaped through their childhood and their personal experience. So you see life through your prism, your lens.
Right.
And so she's had some things happen in her life that kind of makes her ultra defensive. She's a highly intelligent woman, very intelligent, very well read. But I think sometimes, you know, she thinks everybody's out to get her. And so until she's comfortable with you, she's gonna keep that guard up. She's gonna keep the guard up because I asked her for a hug earlier. She's like, nah, I don't hug. I asked her, I said, give me some dap. She ain't want to give me no dap. But once I told her, I said, Amanda, this is a safe space. You can tell your story.
Right.
She saw it back. She paused. She's like, can I have a hug? And then she was cool.
I be knowing. So I did an interview on Club Shay Shay, and I don't know like how I feel about it. I have a lot of feelings about it because I sat back and watched it, and as I was watching it, I can see why people don't like me. But I don't have any desire to change those things about me. But I could see it. Like, I'm just so deliberate when I speak. I'm so deliberate and I'm so unwavering. And I can see why folks would hear that and hear a sternness in it, like a rigidity in it that feels like someone being scolded. So like I talk like a cop, but I also talk like a teacher that wants you to learn. You know, like I talk like a parent, but then I also talk like a coach that really cares about you winning the game. And it ends up being perspective on how you receive that. And, you know, while I was watching it, I had to do my own work to not let the negative thoughts that are always kind of just fluttering around in my head, waiting to get, you know, caught onto. I had to really let that go and lean into the uniqueness of like what I just described, like the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Shamika, I'm going to bring you into this conversation now, but there's some things I need to unpack. Amanda Seales, a child actor, I think with Disney or Nickelodeon or one of them deals. Now she's 42. She's on the Issa Rae show, Insecure. Been in a handful of movies. She's got some kind of comedy special. One of the light-skinned, I don't know if I think her mother's from Grenada, so I'm reluctant to call her a African-American, but I don't think she's, you know, full. But I know her dad was Black American. I think her mother's from Grenada. Light-skinned, attractive woman has probably been lied to most of her life because she's attractive and because she's light-skinned. And so, but she's one of these whiners and victim people. And so she, on a podcast with on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe, and people have been reacting pretty strongly to some of the conversation because Shannon Sharpe appropriately pushed back during this conversation. So I want to start with her unpacking this story about how she was bullied when she was at Disney. And I find it interesting how Shannon Sharpe engaged with this part of the conversation. I got a hat tip Shannon for being a man and standing up, but let's play, I believe it's SOT number 5.
So when I was at Disney,
Yes.
and I was in the situation at Disney, I was there as the only black girl.
Okay.
And there was a whole crew, it's like 12 of us. And so I was called an N-word right there while I was there. And I was also bullied while I was there because I was told that you're only here because you're black. You can't really dance. You're just here because you're black. So don't get any ideas. So that's what I'm being told by the other children. Does that suffice as racist to you, or would you want to call it something else? Is that just kids being mean?
The kids. So let me ask you a question. As a child, you never said anything derogatory? You was just this model citizen as a child? I mean, children. Now, we're talking children, not functioning adults. Now, if you told me that adults, parents were telling you this, or the execs or people that are in charge of Disney are telling you this, I could agree with it. But at 89, you're probably 8, 9 years of age. Maybe younger.
So you have no problem with the children that were cursing out Ruby Bridges and the Little Rock Nine? You think do you think that was just them being kids?
Two things can be true. Kids can be kids and not function as an adult, and things can be wrong. And sometimes when kids say things, they're repeating what they heard their parents say. They don't know it's wrong.
So what about the children who are receiving it that know it's wrong? Does that not matter?
Yes.
So if I'm 10 and I'm receiving that treatment and I know it's wrong, does it make my experience of it less valid?
It doesn't make it any less valid. No.
So that's what we're here to talk about, my experience.
Yes.
So my experience is that I experienced that and it was difficult. So that's the valid part of this. I'm not here to protect those people because it's irrelevant.
So and this is what makes a lot of people difficult to deal with. She's 42 and she's on a podcast during an interview talking about something that happened 32 years ago. She got called a name and it hurt her feelings. And we're here to talk about my experience. And this happened 32 years ago. Some kids called you a name.
And then what? Bro, I straight up told him, you get no girls. Oh, jeez. That's like Cookie. Yo!
What? Oh. Guys, guess what? You will not believe what my mom got me.
Who?
My mom.
Some kids called you a name. It happens. Kids, I know I call people names. I know I did things that hurt kids' feelings. And that's what Shannon Sharpe was conveying. It's like, I get it, it's bad. And yes, they shouldn't have used that word, but it's 32 years later. Y'all kids, certainly you've lived long enough to know, like, kids do really dumb things and say inappropriate things. And they grow out of it. And I did so much dumb stuff and so many things I regret. And I hope, and maybe people are still 30 years, 40 years later. Oh God, Jason Whitlock he called me names when we were at recess in 6th grade. And I've just never gotten over it. And we're here talking about my experience. Your thoughts, Shamika?
Jason, this was 3+ hours of beige rage. And listen, yes, you're right. Kids say the cruelest things. I can remember going to I was at an all-black elementary school. We called each other black African That's just what it was. But I didn't 30 years later sit around thinking this is my experience and thinking that I needed someone to apologize to me or rub me on my back or scratch my scalp, because I'm ailing over it. No one cares once you get to a certain age. And she claims that she's been in therapy. Well, fire the therapist because he didn't seem to help you. She still has a victim mentality, and kids will be kids. She brought in the whole Ruby Bridges thing, but I really like that Shannon Sharpe pushed back and said a lot of times these kids are just repeating what their parents said, what they heard them say. I would tell jokes that I had no business repeating because I heard my uncle sit around and tell jokes. I didn't even know really what the punchline was about, but if I got some type of reaction, hey, I'm going to keep doing it. And so we will say things as kids that we really don't mean. It's not truly who we are. Doesn't mean that we're racist or we're evil. And it's just really sad that Amanda is still thinking about these things 30 years later.
Yeah, man, it's kind of sad to see Amanda like that because you can really see that she is really dealing with a lot of trauma. Amanda gives off a lot of bad energy. You can really tell during the whole interview, Shannon Sharpe was just like, why I got her on here? She was really nagging. She comes off as a bitter and mad black woman. She was just nagging and telling all this. Man, y'all really just have to go back and watch the full interview. But you can really see that Amanda is really dealing with that trauma from way back in the day. And I really feel like she really is not releasing the trauma well. She really need to go fire her therapist or her counselor or whoever is helping her with this, because she really giving off a lot of bad energy. And that's the reason why a lot of people in the entertainment industry say she's hard to work with. They don't want to fool with her, and they really have shunned her because of her actions. Sometimes I think, in my opinion, Amanda just don't know how to shut up. That's really what I think. And she tried to express it as the reason that she is, going through some things and she had this kind of disorder. No, Amanda, sometimes it's just good to just shut up and just listen. Yeah. I might be wrong, but see, that's why we had a comment box. But y'all let me know in the comment box below what y'all think about Shannon Sharpe, Jason Whitlock, and everybody take on the whole situation. And if this is your first time to the channel, don't even hesitate. Make sure you go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe on your way out. This is Dude, and I'm in the building. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah.